Just before Barrow turned up today, the War Within update 19.4. If I'm honest, I thought they would have kept a hold of this till next week, but no, they've actually dropped it the same time as Barrow comes, and the same time as that snowball tactical alert that's going to be inside of the Conclave is supposed to come today as well, but it's not here just yet. And what that has brought with it is unsayable because there's all this stuff here. The Javlok. It's a primary weapon that you can basically use like a javelin. There is drawbacks to this weapon though. When you do throw it, you have to go and get it back. So once you throw it, you don't have it anymore until you go and pick it back up, and then you can use it again. It's actually a fairly weird weapon. People, after they first showed this off, didn't know if it was going to be a melee weapon you could throw, or whether it was going to actually be a primary that shot javelins at people, because it's basically a javelin that's got a gun inside of it. Not sure on how this thing shoots, but it does have barrels at the end, so would have to assume this thing does shoot. Plus it's a primary, I can't say it being a melee you equip as a primary. That would be weird. The research for this weapon can be found inside of the Chem Lab. That is the Grineer based lab here, which does mean that unfortunately you do have to research this thing, and wow, that's actually quite expensive. But once it's gathered all of its resources, it's a 3-day wait before you can get the blueprint and actually build this thing. While down in the dojo there, I've come back to the Tileset, or the Orbiter, and looks like I've been robbed. Everything has been taken from me. That's not good. But there was also a bunch of Tenogen stuff, but because I don't run the game inside of Steam, when I do go to Tenogen, the only Tenogen stuff there is the stuff that's actually in-game purchasable with Platinum. So I will have to cover those in a later video. So for the new Tenogen stuff, there's 5 new skins, 2 sandanas, and 3 helmets. There is also a new SUGATRA, that's the melee dangly thing, that, like, just at the end here. And that doesn't look that bad. It looks like it's stuck on though. Kind of weird, but all of this was basically Grineer based, which is weird considering the War Within itself was a massive Grineer weapon based upgrade and update anyway. There is also the LADDAK Cloak here on Nyx's back. I had to swap frames because Titania's Arcwing thing just looked really weird. But this looks even worse with that thing sticking out the middle. But this is another sandana that's been added. That's a lot of sandanas in the past few days. And that, I kind of like that. It's not too long, but I still kind of prefer the Wrath better. Because it's just, I don't know, personal choice really. There's also been upgrades, updates, however you wish to put that, to the Grineer Shipyard. And that would be the Ceres Tileset. The rain has been worked on, the lighting effects have been worked on. So I just thought I'd quickly jump down and have a look. And as well as this, the sounds have also been worked on. Amazingly enough though, it's not raining inside. There is a lot of the times you come here and the rain continues no matter what room you actually go into. Which is nice, because this place you can spend a lot of time on, which is why I'm glad it actually started me somewhere like this, because you can kind of see the rain. And a lot of the lighting effect outside as well. But the audio side of this, it's just much cleaner than it once was. It used to be overcomplicated and lots of stuff there, and they've kind of cleaned it up and you can actually hear things much better now. You'll just have to kind of investigate that one for yourself though, because to me, I don't really play with sound, so I don't notice a difference at all. There is also a new enemy on the same tile set that looks similar to the Guardsman, but the way they work is they're kind of working on things. So they'll be crouched in a corner fixing a vent, or fixing one of the broken lines that shoots fire out is where I came across one. I didn't realise what it was, I thought it was this guy. So just took him out. It wasn't until I read the release notes that found out that's what it was. But weirdly, scanning it with the Helio core didn't put anything in the codex for it. And lastly, in the release notes, which I'll put a link to in the description below, they had this one sentence that says, you can now equip the Hyekka Kavat companion. And I will admit that I spent 10 minutes looking for this thing and couldn't find it anywhere. This is a Hyekka, it's the Grineer version of a Kavat. It actually means that there's a Hyekka gene masking kit which comes with a new fur pattern, which is the furless pattern. So it takes all of the fur off, allowing you to run around with a hairless Kavat, which is called a Hyekka because that's what the Grineers are, the hairless ones. The only thing I would like to know is whether the face also turns into that face from whatever face you have if you put this pattern on, because that would basically be changing everything. Well, it does say it all as the DNA structure, so it quite possibly does make them look like that. But I don't know, I don't have it, so I can't really check. So, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Couldn't check anyway as I don't own it, but by coming here I've kind of locked myself into this menu.